Yo, welcome back to Real Talk. I'm your host again, AK again, SKY. Hey, yo, here's a question. Hey, can anybody describe what sound this makes right here? Because I really do not know.
Y'all check this out. It, well, those are them giants I told y'all about. That's underneath the earth. I already told y'all there's giants in Iran.
Hold on, wait for it. That does not sound human.
Y'all hear the chains? I'm conflicted as to whether it's a fallen angel or a giant.
Now, smartest person in the world, but I personally would think it's so forth. They might have a very good valid point. I mean, now I'm gonna say they definitely have a very, 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 very valid point. Because when you look at the Bible and so forth, you start realizing so forth when Noah was on earth and so forth, that the giants were running around, or the Nephilims were running around eating people. If you look at the theory of the Mesopotamian scrolls and so forth, you start realizing so forth that Nephilims were made by was supposed to be a mutant offspring of humans and Anunnaki genetics, right? So the Bible tells and so forth that the Watchers or these fallen angels mated with women and so forth and became the men of renown, or the Nephilims, or the giants. The Mesopotamian scrolls would tell the same story. They would just say and so forth. It was genetically engineering. Now, why would they even know about genetically engineering in Mesopotamia and ancient Iraq anyway? Interesting. Aliens? Possibly. But what can people consider as aliens? Just angels and demons. This is a spiritual thing. What people think and so forth. Oh, well, the angels and the demons and the aliens and so forth. And no, the aliens are just freaking daggone spiritual entities, positive or negative. Yet, you know, saying some of the extraterrestrials, as people call them and so forth, were humans at one point. Some of them and so forth would have lived on this planet terrestrial, because people lived it underground. Subterrestrial, as people live on the planet now. Extraterrestrial would have been anything outside of the Earth. So some of the so-called aliens is actually our ancestors that lived outside of this Earth. When you think about the Enoch and Ezekiel and so forth, when God took them up, they didn't say they died. They were still alive when they went up outside of Earth. So think about that. People say, well, there's only one flesh for man and one flesh for beast. Okay, that means and so forth, whether it's humanoid or animal or insect or reptilian or aquatic life or bacterial or viral, is just everything has similar or mutated genetics, right? Okay, not a problem. I simply just explained it when I said back and said so forth. Some things lived in subterrestrial and some things became extraterrestrial. You know what I'm saying? But that still would only mean and so forth that these entities would have lived outside this earth before they lived on this planet, right? But then so would every single entity on this earth. This is why people say even octopuses, there's a whole theory about how octopuses are actually aliens. This is a whole theory and so forth about the chupacabra. You know what I'm saying? The Anunnaki, the Mesopotamian scrolls, all of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Even the Bible talks about how there was a whale inside the whale and so forth. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about how the living creatures were angels. You know what I'm saying? It was flying in UFOs. You know what I'm saying? If people put it in modern day terminology, but still, all that stuff is just, you know what I'm saying, just things that our ancestors knew linking all that stuff back to education, the wisdom, said from out of the Bible and the scrolls, right? That's Asiatic teachings way back when. But you know what I'm saying? In this world we live in modern society, people don't remember, saying that out of Asian theory in the first place. But that's another subject for another day.